Hello everyone and welcome to the Crestron Technical Institute. In this video, we will show an example of how to add Zoom Room controls to your AV Framework system so that you can control your AV Framework room from your Zoom Room. Please note that you will need a valid Zoom Room license to use this feature. AV Framework provides functionality that allows for custom control buttons to be added to a Zoom Room's controller application. These buttons are based on the inputs assigned within the AV Framework system. AV Framework will generate a JSON output based on the selected inputs. The output is then pasted into the profile of your Zoom Room using the Zoom Room's web portal. Let us walk through the process. First, add a Zoom Room controller into the AV Framework system in the Device menu under Add Device. Next, select Custom Conference Control from the Device Type drop-down menu and give it a name. Use Zoom Room Controls for the model and press the Save button. We need to define what will show up on the Zoom Room's controller next. To do this, select the pencil button next to the Zoom Room's controller. We can leave the port default in this case, but it will need to match your Zoom setup. So if you change it here, you will need to manually edit the port number in the JSON code later in the Zoom web portal. With manual control, the Zoom output source must be routed to any displays manually. For active calls, the Zoom output source will be routed to all displays automatically. For more information on this, consult the AV Framework Operations Guide located on the product page of the Crestron control system that you are running AV Framework on. Next, we can select the sources we want to show up and press Save. Fill the checkboxes next to the input devices that should have control buttons in the Zoom Room's controller application. Any unchecked input devices will not be shown. Then, we need to activate our system to generate what we need. If we go back to Edit Now, under Room Controls Data, we can copy the JSON code and paste it into Zoom Rooms. Remember, you must have a valid Zoom Room license for this to work, which is different than just having a login to use Zoom. Don't forget to activate your AV Framework system before testing. Where you paste this copied JSON text into the Zoom Room's web portal will likely differ as things naturally evolve on the Zoom website. At the recording of this video, it is located Device and Edit Profile. Consult the available documentation from Zoom Rooms for more specific information. Here, we see the commands we now added and enabled for our Zoom Room. Notice how we have buttons to control source switching, and we can scroll to control the source devices themselves. Once completed, save and activate the system. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos from CTI.